How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. And back in 1987, when Konami released the first Castlevania title on the NES, who knew that that series would be so popular and so well regarded that Konami would feel free to need to do a parody of it. But here we are. Much like their parodious games and them being a parody of sorts to their most popular shmup series, Gradius, today's game is a straight up, it takes the Castlevania franchise and pokes fun at it while keeping some of the core themes in place and also adding a little Mega Man to the gameplay for a little razzle dazzle. This game is from 1990, and sadly it wasn't officially released on the NES in the US. It was only released in Japan, but we did end up getting it at some point. Today, we're going to take a quick look at Akumajō Special, Boku Dracula-kun, or Kid Dracula. Alright, now I know I butchered that, right? But it's all good. Apologies to anyone who speaks Japanese that's watching this video. But yeah, this game stars Kid Dracula, or I'm gonna say this is Alucard. And basically he wakes up from his slumber to find that a creature named Galamoth has decided he gonna come through and take over, right? And Alucard is like, nah, playboy, you can't have this. This is mine. Well, that sends you on a quest to defeat Galamoth and take back your throne. And this game goes through, well, the first stage is straight up Castlevania. The rest of the game, bunch of different locations and a lot of interesting boss fights and stuff like that. There's a level where you fight a giant chicken at the end of the level. Yeah. There's another level where you compete in a quiz show type situation against the first boss, that giant chicken, and there's yourself. And then the Statue of Liberty is given the questions. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's very Japanese in presentation, and it's cute. Big old chibi sprites and colorful graphics and really good Konami music. And your character is equipped with a charge shot. And later on, he transforms into a bat later on in the game. Stuff like that. It's a solid video game. Very solid. Different from Castlevania at its core. But you have a lot of those Castlevania themes in place. You know, the whole vampires and ghosts and all that stuff. Still curious about where a giant chicken fits in though. You know? But yeah, this is a fantastic video game, and one that if you can track it down, which nowadays is pretty easy to do, yeah, it's worth your time, absolutely. And there are a couple of different ways you can get yourself a copy of this. Now, if you decide you want a copy of Kid Dracula, you can get a repro. An English repro. You can get a Famicom cart, but again, like I always say, make sure it'll play on your console. Or you can track down the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. And that has pretty much every 8 and 16-bit Castlevania game on it, and Game Boy games. So not only is this on that collection, But the Game Boy version of this, which was released in the US, is there as well. So there are ways to play this. Lots of ways. And it's one of those things where, you know, sometimes I recommend you track down a thing. This is definitely a time I'm going to encourage you and implore you to track this game down, because it's a fantastic video game. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful folks tomorrow. Tomorrow. Doggone shame. Didn't snatch my man's girlfriend and turned him into a dinosaur again. At least he still got them bubbles.